Now I'll take the next. We'll look into why this error is coming. We'll take the next 20 minutes to understand why this is a bad. This is not a meaningful error, I guess. Yep. So, what is the meaning of hooks? So, hooks can be perceived in React as superpowers. What do I mean by superpowers? Use I'll first tell you a few names so that you get familiar. One of the hook in React which we use a lot is use state hook. Use state hook. Another is use effect hook, and I think we have another one called use ref hook. There I think around 10 to 11 hooks that come by default with React, but these three are the most commonly used hooks, and I don't think you will ever have to use a fourth hook ever in your in the next 1 or 2 years of your React development, unless you go into a very advanced use case. And apart from that, you can make your own hooks. So what are hooks? So basically, hooks are superpowers. Every hook has a specific purpose, and it is existing only to aid you in that. Like, let's say for example, uh, what is use state? Okay. uh, let's say you have a vending machine. Okay, you have a vending machine which has Pepsi cans in it. Okay, how many cans are there? If we have to make a React app, for example, for that vending machine, how many cans are there in the vending machine? How many cans are left? That is a state, right? Because every time you take the one can out of that vending machine or put the can back in the vending machine, the count changes, and you have to re-render the in a way you have to you update those count, because once you take a can out, the number reduces. Once you put a can in, the number increases, right? So try to understand this logic. In React, you can define stateful variables, which is basically uh, take the example of that search bar in the music app, right? Which we are building. Every time the value of that search query, which you will be typing on your own with the keyboard, changes, I need to research, right? I need to search for the new string again, right? And I'll have to re-render all the search results which I get. A lot of operations need to be conducted every time that variable changes. So React gives me this ability of having use state, which is a hook, which gives me variables which will affect the looks, or you can say the how my app is structured depending on what value is in them, right? Let's say my music app, if you look at this player, right? Let's say I go pay close attention to how stuff is looking like when I click on this is live. Okay, when I click on this is live, the name, once it is done loading, the text here says this is live, and this subtitle says the actuarians. Okay, it says this is live and actuarians. Cool. But let's say I go and choose another track. Let's say I pick Warzone. Okay, this time the title and the subtitle are different. So here the song is a stateful variable, because what value is inside that song is influencing what the output or what the look of that app is like, right? So this is the concept behind use state. Okay, I hope you all understood. Use effect. What does use effect mean? Take example of the same web page. Okay, let's say this song Warzone, once this page loads, I need to fetch the data about this song, right? Whenever I visit this song, this page, I only have this ID. of that song. Everything else has to be fetched from the uh, API which we built and deployed on Microsoft Azure, right? So every time you have to fetch the data, but you have to have a certain place, right, where you can fetch the data. Use effect gives you that space that you go and actually fetch that data inside use effect, because you can't fetch data anywhere in React. There is a certain convention, there is a lot of thought that has gone into that convention, and use effect is the hook you use whenever you want to have some asynchronous operations or some sort of side effect. This is also called a side effect. This is just a technical term. Okay, so this is the use of the use effect hook. Useref is a pretty like somewhat more complicated hook. I will cover that later on. And for your use case, you can make your own custom hook as well. Let's say you have a certain use case where you use effect and use state together. Okay, I hope I'm not overburdening you with information. So I'll go over this very slowly once again. What do I mean by custom hooks? Custom hooks are basically hooks which you made. How do you make hooks on your own? Nothing. It's not nothing complicated. You pick the hooks which have been given to you by React, like use state, use effect, and you combine them. You combine them together into a composite hook of your own. Okay, I'll give you an example. Again, we can again take the same example of this app. Not only whenever this page loads, I just have the ID. I go and fetch with Azure the whole information about this song. So that requires use effect, right? Because you are fetching something from a remote API, which will take a finite amount of time. And as I said, in React, if you want to do that, you have to use effect. But I also have to save whatever information I have in a state variable, because that's how renders happen in React, right? As I said. So here, use state and use effect are going to be used together. So you can combine them into your own custom hook. I hope I explained that part as well as I could. But if you have any doubts or any confusion in your mind or anything that you want me to go over again in particular, let me know. I'll give you a minute or two to go think about it, see if it makes sense to you. Uh, I'll show you the code and this side by side. See, the back button still works because it's part of the HOC. Okay. So this is the look of the app. I explained you the hooks. I explained you HOC. And these are literally the two biggest concepts in React. Once you understand that, everything else is very easy. Everything else is then just JavaScript and writing it down and putting it to words. These are the core concepts which you need to understand in order to succeed in order to succeed as a React developer. So if you have any doubts, feel free to put them in the chat. Is anybody feeling very intimidated by this? Is anybody feeling scared? Because I was very scared when I first was learning React and all this. Even after I used HOC, my back button is unresponsive. Uh, Make sure you paste your code in the docdiff. We have put the front end code as well in the docdiff. So what you can do actually is go to docdiff and go to the HOC file in the front end, components HOC, and you can paste your code to the right side and see what part of yours is not matching with ours. Um, Otherwise, if there's anything in particular that you don't understand, feel free to ask me, or you can go to our Discord. That's always an option. Um, I hope all of you understood whatever I taught so far. Basically, in React, I have covered routing, which is basically converting a single page React app to a multi page React app. The other thing that I've covered is HOC, which is higher order component, which is something that you use when you want to use the same code across multiple files. Basically, if you want to have a common nav bar or a common footer or a common back button, that's when you use an HOC, which is a very important concept in React. And another thing which I taught was um, hooks. I gave you a theoretical intro to hooks, which is use the most common hooks that we will be using is use state. Use state is something you use when you want to have stateful variables. What do you mean by stateful variables? They are basically reactive variables. That's why it's called React, because it reacts to change. Okay. If you were to not use something like React, you would have to write document dot query selector. You have to select that element, you have to see its current value, then you have to update it you by yourself. Here you have to do nothing of that sort in React. You just change the value inside that variable, the rest will automatically re-render. That is the magic behind React. That's why it is called React, right? Use state allows you to introduce reactive state into your application. So every time that variable changes, let's say you have a let's say you or let's take that machine vending machine example again. If you add that something to that count variable of the number of cans in that vending machine, everything else which is associated and is dependent on that count variable will automatically re-render itself. You don't have to go and check where all I use that variable, and that makes it very convenient in the long run. And the other hook which we took was use effect, which was basically to fetch data from other sources like APIs, one of which we built ourselves today. That's when you use effect. So these were the two hooks which I taught. uh, I guess that is all that I will cover in this session. uh, we won't implement Ajax to this app yet. Yes, we will in the next session if you want, because we have a few extra minutes and we won't be writing down the code. I'll just show you the code. If you want, I can head over to you can head over to our Discord and we can explain it to you, because it's a lot of boilerplate code which a lot of people might not have understood. But basically, this is the Ajax, or you can say the fetching part of that API. Nothing, you import Axios and you import this setup cache from this Axios cache adapter, and you pass the base URL. Base URL is basically the URL which we deployed currently on our Azure. So you pass that base URL and we get a custom Axios instance, and then we use that Axios instance. Axios is literally you give it a URL and you give it some parameters and it does the fetching for you. We have just slightly modified our Axios to become more performant and to only cater requests to our Azure deployment of the Music API, because that is the only thing we were going to be doing anyways today. So it is convenient for us to set the base URL right here so that we don't have to set it ourselves everywhere else, because we would be using it anyways, right? So this is our code for uh, fetching data. This is the setup for fetching data. We will use. I'll show you how to get that data in the next session. So if that answers your doubt, that would that would be great. Uh, we have just added slight modifications to Axios to be just make the experience better for us and for beginners who don't know a lot of JavaScript. Okay, the HOC is made. We have done implemented the routing. The only bits that are left right now, which I'll hopefully cover in the next session, are implementing the views.